What's the difference paying for coaching and not? So you do a T2 sub versus a regular sub, Pacho. So if you T2 sub to this channel, you get unlimited coaching for that month. Versus you just regular sub, you get access to tournaments, leagues, any giveaways we do. There's difference in the tier subs. T1 subs 5, T2 subs 10, T3 subs $15. That's why there's a difference in what's available, etc. So I Sobek eShell immediately locked in. Again, a ton of lockdown. I'm assuming this double magical draft is going to be immediately elected for an ADC pick for Kershowa. Going more so for that double frontline setup. I don't have free coaching. I do not. So the reason I don't have free coaching is because I actually pay these coaches an hourly. So like I said earlier, Cosmos, Cosmos Destroyer, and Yawn all get paid a $16 an hour hourly to coach you guys. So unfortunately not free. I'm assuming, obviously, you have the X-Ball Hachi banned out on the side of this order side. I wonder what third ADC they're going to go for. Immediately knowing that they want this E-Channel Sobek, they ban off this Achilles for that double Achilles getting a ton of value into a double front line, which immediately tells me this E-Channel is going to be playing that more so bruiser facilitator build on this mage. A Camazot's banned out. Alright, so I'm completely wrong on all fronts. Instead of going this ADC, they immediately go this Thor. There's that adjustment, if you will, to that almost meta comp where you're going that double frontline, almost triple frontline dive-esque with a bruiser mage. They're going to do a ton with this comp. The range on the Thor rail double tap into an E-Shell full combo, that is going to eviscerate a backliner if they're able to get their hands on it. You got to be a little careful, let alone into a Sobek pluck. So a ton of dive ability burst. I love this draft on the side of the Gangies. I'm interested to see what we draft on the side of the Frozen Fighters. Do we make an adjustment? Do we go another assassin that is open? Or do they elect to go a warrior here? I'm not thrilled by that hover. I feel like the AMC into that entire comp just. All right, I'm gonna let them play it. We're gonna let them show they're built fucking different. So an AMC double backline pick from this Frozen Fighters roster. I will say, you got to be real careful. If this AMC is going full damage, your positioning and relic usage better be immaculate. However, if he goes as bruiser, your positioning and relic usage better still be immaculate. So maybe they're just going to be built different. So let's see how this game, number 1 of set number 2 of the night, actually heads out. Prophetic AMC, yeah. If that's not a tank AMC, I feel like he's going to be in the gray screen more than he's going to see an actual gameplay. I've breastplate. So if you're playing a breastplate, if you're going breastplate that early into a double magical, I feel like that's still terrible. Even then, if you go, like, you guys realize even if you're going tank, like you're getting rooted, you're getting knocked up, you're getting railed into an alt and a Sobek. Like just none of this comp tells me AMC. But it's alright. Just waiting to the level to load into game number 1. I know, I'm literally I don't have a god pool, I have a god puddle, so you got me there. Like, Chipmunk said, totally didn't even see your question. How many games? So this is the set number 2. This is game number 1 of the set. So this is a best of 3. So at least one more game after this. Sam, I'm not reading that. Yeah, I messed up. A Blink AMC? No, we're cooking. I like this chat. You guys are you're thinking. The wheels are turning. San, I swear that's gonna become your new mission in life. You and Nat both got me all sort of concerned. That's how my goal list. That's crazy. Didn't have it on low delay. Unfortunate. Waiting to load in. It's over, honestly. Start playing Jumpman on the side. Bro, I feel like we forget that we have that option, but it's alright. It's alright. We'll figure it out. I gotta yell at the captains a little bit more. I'll let SMITE do SMITE things. There you go. Alright. Alright, let's see. Oh my god. Guys, who is actually cooking? Who was that? Who said it? A bluestone into an immediate breastplate where my eyes immediately went. I still think he's dead, but we're also not cooking. We're not cooking here either. Boys, we're literally not cooking. I'm concerned. It's over. It's literally over. Alright. So a Bruiser AMC pick. A little spicy, a little spicy. I'm assuming both teams are going to elect to start blue, but they're hovering like they're going to play aggressive. Fighters immediately pathing toward red buff. Blue secured by the fighters. Or by the Gangies, let me phrase that. Red secured by the fighters. Good poke already onto this Agni of Beads. Forced. Half health. I feel like if AMC isn't leveling hives, you're doing it wrong at this point. A blue buff invade. Agni, you got to be a little careful. You're facing into the Sobek. Immediately plucked in. Should have to dash away and does. Horn shard popped by the Sobek. It is a blue buff stolen, so a 2 buff rotation by these Gangies roster. A double beads force. AMC Agni, no beads. Sobek already putting in a ton of work for this team. I know. AMC, aka Walgreens, and Liar being put on roast for no recipe. Should spell an immediate back. So a 3 buff starts the game by the Gangies. Stops back via the honey. So obviously extremely notable the work that's done by the Sobek already, right? These beads are down for level 5, so this Thor all has to be respected in a big way. Immediately backing. I'm assuming this could be a Jotun's pickup. It should be. Didn't have enough gold for it, so he's going to be pathing in, I'm assuming in jungle side, looking for that cheeky ult. This team doesn't have level 5. They can't really come out of this tower. Doesn't have beads on both their backliners. Thor is hovering. Sobek missing Pluck under tower, a little unfortunate. Decent damage onto the Bacchus. Horn Shard pop by the Agni. Agni is going to be going full damage. Possible. I'm assuming that's actually going to be a Sands of Time into a Pythag still. Good awareness such positioning. I know we kind of claim they're under tower, but if they ever stepped out without beads on either, they're just dead to a Thor ult, so. Sobek Pluck again, a little off the mark. A big Thor combo with E-Shell 2 onto this AMC Agni. Both Chesters picked up. Red spawning. Should be a red buff for the Gangies. They have a ton of pressure here. Thor wants to back. Should be a full first item for both here on back. Thebes already on the Sobek. Breastplate on the AMC. Both teams played passive for the beads. I want to see the Sobek get a little active, especially with this Thebes. Immediately trying to burn these relics on these DPS players. I am interested, like, all my attention is almost strictly on this AMC, seeing how they decide to play / position with this. I'm assuming it's gonna be. It's actually not even a Hive max. It's a bee or honey max. Thor ulting gets the AMC beads, however, immediately stingered and beads in return. Horn Shard popped. I actually want to. Let's see what we're leveling here. Okay, so we have the 2 leveled on the E-Shell. I am a little shocked by the AMC leveling instead of leveling Hive, which are leveling Honey. Agni beads as well, so beads off both of this backline. E-Shell able to position aggressively. That should spell the end of the AMC, and does. First blood going onto this E-Shell. Good damage onto this Thor. Should be his death. The Pluck a little actually might prove enough, and is. A double kill for this E-Shell. Bolden, you're killing me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I would never not level the 2. It's crazy. Actually insane. Who would not do that? That's crazy. Yeah, in case you guys are ever wondering, this is how you level an E-Shell. You're welcome. And this is how you don't level an AMC. I'm just kidding. Decided to level the Honey over the Hives first. Kind of helping with that clear. Already breastplate glyph. I'm a little interested by this. Didn't go the Pythags. Let's go the Soul Gem. Into now it's going to be a breastplate. Sobek getting a pluck onto that Bacchus, fortunately. I never get it, honestly. It's because I'm blonde and old and a male who's dense. It's all those things. Just adds up. So all 3 relics burned on the side of the Gangies, or on the side of the fighters, we're sorry. Sobek Pluck a little off the mark. Under tower, forced to ult. Yeah, I am. Rock just a little off the mark. Same with the Thor reel in a turn. It does kind of remind me of Blackthorn AMC. You don't miss those days. Blackthorn being OP. Blue being invaded. Agni hovering for Rock. AMC plucked. Neither Agni or AMC have beads into this fight. Stinger does contact this E-Shell. Thor's up. Gotta be a little careful. Both DPS, all 3 DPS is under tower, knowing this Thor is up. Thor forced to land right back down. We're about to see what I'm assuming is going to be 6 breastplates in this game. Agni getting dash off just just the second to spare. We really are about to see a 6 breastplate game for the first time in BBC history. Not thrilled about that. Oof. Looks like even a breastplate Soul Eater on the AMC. Big breastplate content, yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. There it is. That's good. Nah, I'm telling you, you should become marketing friends. Be big. Big brain. So purple was cleared. Take a quick peek at your charts as far as the lead for the Gangies here. A massive one. I'm concerned as far as scaling, right? So my thought process, it looks like this will be a pride one here for the Bacchus, is the scaling on the side of the Frozen Fighters with this ADC, aka AMC. I'm not really sure how that's something devious for a 25, maybe 30-minute mark, assuming we're not incredibly behind. A decent combo, but not a ton of damage in turn, actually, onto this double backline because of how tanky they are. Sobek looking for a pluck. Both backliners have beads. Bacchus flops in. A Stinger connects. Unfortunately, onto the Sobek. Surely we're about to int for that Stinger. I already know, chat. Here he comes. Unfortunately, not able to make it in time. You shall healing up their team. Red is spawning. AMC doesn't have Stinger. Rail sectioned him off. Beads doesn't matter. He's stuck there with him. Thor is up in the air. Bacchus flop. Joust again. Able to get out of range of the Thor ult. 2 out of the 3 ults utilized by the Gangies. So by covering for the pluck again. Beads. Booge beads by the Agni mid-air. Thor decides to go in for it. Agni's still alive. Dies to the Sobek ult. Thor able to get out. The Sobek misses pluck. Is it enough? The AFC survives? Somehow, some way, the Thor is actually able to walk out of that. And the Sobek all able to secure that Agni. You shall healing up that roster. Rail, making sure that the AMC has nowhere to path back into that corridor. Stuck there with the shell. Perfection takes time. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Oh, don't worry. Give this time. This will be the 40% cooldown he needs anyway. Should be a breastplate. We're looking for the 6. Don't worry. From what I read out of patch notes, from a very little I read, we still are probably going to see that. That's true. He did go the glyph on Pride one versus the breastplate, which is a little awkward. So we are trolling. GG. Again, I think my eyes are still here for this AMC build, wondering how we're going to elect to build this Sobek pluck. A little off the mark. This Bacchus seems to be the target here. Thor is going up. Thor all off the mark. Pride win procced via Bacchus ult should provide him just enough to walk out. Ishal healing up the roster. Yeah, true. Well, this is interesting. Thor actually elects to pull Bull. Now, you got to keep in mind, no ults, no relics on the side of the fighters. Bacchus actually backs. That actually might spell Bull for the Gangies, and does. Sobek, presence enough with not having relics, not feeling comfortable to even step in to this Sobek. Oh my god. These walls are always going to beat me. Well, he's going breastplate, but won't be able to get the glyph. So you might see 6 breastplates, just no glyph. Does that count? Probably not. A little unfortunate. Red immediately secured. Thor's going up. This might be that all-in call. Sobek doesn't have Blink, so closing his gaps would be a little awkward. Good Bacchus flop. Stinger did connect to this Thor. That all-in call shell used the healing from E-Shell, turning this fight substantially. Sobek securing the kill once again onto this Agni. Thor a little poked out. That's a contagion. True. That's actually probably exactly what it is, because we have no anti-heal here. That would be a little awkward. All my hopes and dreams of a six breastplate game going down the drain right now. GG. He did read the script, I believe. Trust me. And don't question. Sentry on bull by the Gangies. Just, I mean, for the most part, they're going to be just waiting for this next bull spawn, and then immediately running at bird. You have second relics for both these on back. They're waiting. They're level 14, so they didn't even elect to go them. Maybe waiting to see what the enemy team does first. Should be electing a back here. Second relic picked up. Blink on the Sobek. Heavenly on the Thor. He shall... So a double Heavenly. Okay. Interesting. Fighters holding a wave on the Gangies, trying to deny them any kind of farm they can. Looks like a Crusher and a Heartseeker for the AMC. A double sentry, a little bit of a misplay by the Gangies. Double sentry, the choke point. Bacchus looks like it was the burst. A little bit of poke on him before flopping out. So Soul Gem into Typhons here for the Agni. I wonder if there's going to be an all-in call waits off the Thor ult. Bull is spawned. Sobek pluck a little off the mark. Bacchus able to flop out. Sobek is ulted. Doing a decent amount of damage to this double backline. Yeah, Sobek did all. Stomps the back of the Bacchus. Should spell bull for the Gangies. Sobek blinks in, gets a pluck, aka AMC beads. The healing from this E-Shell for the roster proving just actually insane. AMC Stinger connecting with the Thor, forcing beads. Thor a little off the mark. Forced to really back up just a little bit. No real damage being turned onto the Sobek. Thor able to connect onto the Bacchus. Heavenly pop that should spell the end for Bacchus. A big amount of damage. Thor hammers in, able to get the secure onto the Bacchus and rail the Agni. Does that actually end for the AMC? Not enough. Shell used by the Gangies. No way he actually walks out there, right? And he does. Roster Gangies just waiting for that 2. Thor's going up. You are 2 for 2. It's crazy. Yeah, that healing is actually just crazy. Ishal ult into Ishal 2 secures him that game. I mean, yeah. You actually are a script writer. It's crazy. Game number 1, going to the Gangies. I'm going to say this. Like, I get there's frustration against the tanks. Trust me, I hate the meta. I hate it. However, I'm not high res. I don't get to change patch, right? Or what they get to decide to do. And banning certain guys. Can't handle the prediction, GG. 5 magicals, 3 mages, 2 guardians, 2 mages, assassin, warrior, ADC. I'm wondering what they're gonna elect to go with what's left open. Let's see. Remember Merlin. Okay. I wonder what we're looking to go. I'm assuming it's gonna be a double front line, so either a guardian or a bruiser or mage for this Gangies draft. Surely. Okay. So an AO Bacchus. I'm a cosmetic mod is crazy. So a double mash ADC, aka Bacchus, AO. I'm assuming this AO is going to go that build, if not a bruiser build of sorts. I love this dive, this Thor camo, as long as it's coordinated. I'm not thrilled by the Merlin pick, though. Not having CC immunity or anything to really work with here is going to be a little rough on him. Good shot. We love the fact that ADCs are not great. It's unfortunate. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Alright. Let that adjust. Go something like that, sure. Alright. The Gangies versus the Fighters. Game number 2 of set number 2 tonight. Gangies up a 1-0 on the set. Looks like we're going to go that Bruiser build, Vamp, and a Pythax. Paradise. A double bluestone on the side of the fighters. I'm assuming that's going to be into a Soul Eater. Yeah, I know. Vamp and a Pythax, we're feeling a little different. Purple immediately pulled, but do these walls. These walls are winning. Immediately pulled by the fighters. It should be a 2-buff for 2-buff. Obviously based off Merlin Shred alone. It's a good Bacchus zone, allowing his team to get red. So 2 for 2. So beads on 5 out of the 6 members in this game. Shell on this Bacchus. Kama gotta be a little careful. This damage star, he's not gonna be super tanky at all in the early game. I'm a little concerned that the fighters, I mean, having 3 sets of beads, this Gangies roster doesn't have, oh my gosh, I was about to take it all back. A triple knockout via a flop in the Bacchus and a double stun off the burp. That's insane setup. Already proving what I was about to say completely wrong. You say that the Gangies doesn't really have a really great way to burn beads, but I'm being proved wrong. Decent poke onto this AO. I'll flicker through and just check leveling. I've never seen this style of building before. I know. No recipe on this Camazotz. Bacchus flopped in onto the Thor directly after Hammer. Beads immediately forced. Oh yeah, it's the streamer's fault. Good call. Definitely not the streamers. It's more so the SPL. If you're gonna blame people, when it comes to the pro league and when people are playing for money, they typically pay the best, and then from there it's just watered. Kind of just trickles down. It's Cosmos' fault. Yeah, it's true, guys. If anything else, blame Cosmos. GG. It's the fallback guy. So it should turn 2 buffs for 2 buffs once again. Flicker immediately used by the Merlin. Yeah, Cosmos is a streamer. Yeah, sure. Phenomenal one of that. I mean, honestly, this is going to be just turn into 1 or 2 fights. Both teams a little frustrated with builds. I mean, Pythax on both these mages. On a Bruiser builds, this ADC is the only one that's really full damage. I mean, obviously Kama is, but I'm assuming We're going to see a little bit of tank. Maybe 6 to full damage. We'll see. Yeah, they'll just stare at each other. It's huge. Bede's still off this Thor for 40, but AO backed. Rail off the mark. Tachi doing a little bit of work onto this camo, allowed to free cast. Shit talking. There's plenty of shit talking, trust me. Yeah, I was hovering for the execution. Unfortunately, no minions under, so just tanking it. Solider halfway stacked. Immediately to this breastplate. He is electing to go full damage camo. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this started in solo lane, to be fair, but... Buff rotation spawning, all relics, all alts are up. Might spell the first real fight of the game here. Flopping, forcing Kima. Merlin in fire stance. A triple banner. Hachi's in alt. This is an all-in call for the AO. Thor is up. Unfortunately, the T2 breastplate proving enough to allow him to survive. You're right. We should keep our industry secrets to ourselves moving forward, for sure. We ain't gonna talk about anything. Say case good. I'm not gonna say that. It's not accurate. You can pick it 5th or 6th. It's not necessarily bad, but it's too situational, and there's too many counters. My fault though. Good Thor rail, forcing Hachi dash. Unfortunately, not a ton of damage in tow. Horn shard popped by Thor and Merlin. Yeah, you're right. I'm just gonna take it all back, guys. KA is actually busted. You see it in every game now. I don't have that much say, bro. You're acting like people listen to me. That's crazy. Alt's not up for this Thor Kama yet. Should spell a back and breastplate for the Bacchus. AO shortly to follow. It's not a great sign when the Hachi feels comfortable enough to sit there and auto you and not feel like we have to alt or dash away immediately. No, you don't sign up in a stack. It's a draft league. So this is the first split. A big Hachi alt finally forces a little bit of hand, almost securing the Kama kill. Forcing alt. So this is the first split of the draft. It's a draft league. So everyone signs up individually and the captains are picked. Or that you can elect to choose to be a captain and then the captains drafted their rosters. This is the first split / first cash Joust league. In my opinion, this, I think to my knowledge, ever been ran. And then I will be doing the next split the next year, aka January, after we're going to start off the year by doing a big Joust tournament for several $1,000s, which information will be following in the Discord. So that information is soon to come. What is a draft league? No, you'll be redrafting. Everyone will sign up individually again. Captains will be chosen and be redrafting. It is not the same teams. Nope.
No, sir. Gotta make it. We gotta shake it up a little bit, dude. We're already pretty stale. Right now there's no requirement. Everyone's kind of putting in the same, but eventually we'll be doing divisions. As we grow, I want to split it plat down and or diamond up. But a lot of it's just dependent on the number of signups, etc. So possible invade by the double tank here. Hachi soloed red, soloing wave. Blue was able to be secured by the fighters. Not much of any fight happening quite yet. Nothing really happening quite yet as builds are just being pathed online. 30% CDR on this Merlin going staff from Mirrodin. Jotun's moving into. It's going to be a crusher here. Ozzy Oboe for this Hachi. No, you only have a certain amount of options for P's and B's. Nope, unfortunately. So much moldability in customs. Hachi's backing should be full item. Here's a big call. It might be first blood. Bacchus alting. AO's to target the 2 off the mark. If we're actually able to catch the 2, the AO dashing over the wall's big. Hachi alt in. Secures first kill with Hachi range 1s. Hachi beads. That should actually spell second. And does. Should spell T1. Kama down for 15. Should be wave. Hachi should path over to Bull here. Bacchus gonna zone. Kama down for 5. AO pulled. Thor no alt. Not really able to contest this. A big swing and fight. AO the bait. Big dash over to blue. Thor alt off the mark. Immediately turned via Hachi alt coming in. Really well played by the Gangies. Electing to go a double shell. Pathing back out. Should immediately be pathing into Bull. Oboe upgraded. I'm assuming he's going to be into an XE for the breastplate. I would like to see a little bit of source of anti-heal from the Gangies to deal with this Kamazat Soul Eater Lifesteal Merlin. Hachi range 1's contacting, put in a ton of work. Hachi dashing forward. Wave was cleared. Working this down slowly. Big Bacchus flop. Boosh beats midair. Thor not able to get away. Hachi alt securing the second. A big trade for the Gangies. That should spell end. Kama beads are forced, no alt. Should be GG. A 2-0 set for the Gangies. Taking it away from this one. Hunters are so ass. How's like just in general? Kushoa. The emote to Hunters is crazy. I mean, put it on a display with it.